Hey, church. It's really ironic how during these times of uncertainty and in this time where a lot of us are in quarantine and forced to be in our homes, that the place where we are forced to interact with one another is the internet. And the internet just so happens to be a pretty negative place, if you haven't noticed. And so, what are we as Christians supposed to do in this time? In this time when we are in our homes, in this time where we are in constant search of what the next update is, how are we supposed to navigate these things? And I think one encouragement for us as believers is three things. One, we are to not be arrogant in this time. Jeremiah chapter 9 says, "Let not the wise man boast in his wisdom, and let not the mighty man boast in his might, and let not the rich man boast in his riches." And we could take this to mean for us is that just because we're healthy doesn't mean that some people aren't. Just because we don't maybe feel the effects of the coronavirus as much as other people might, doesn't mean that we have this license to be arrogant about it. Our job as Christians is to emulate Christ. And a part of emulating Christ is protecting the vulnerable, protecting the elderly, protecting people with pre-existing conditions. And so in this time, let us not be arrogant and boast in our own might. Let us take tender action to take care of one another. The second encouragement is to not be ignorant. My wife was scrolling through social media. Once again, not always the best place to be, but I'm glad you're here getting content from us. But my wife was scrolling through social media and she saw this picture, and it was of this man kind of painting blood on the doorposts as they did in Exodus. And it says that the blood of Jesus protects us from coronavirus. And my wife and I were just like, oh my gosh, that's so out of context of what the blood of Christ is supposed to do for us. The blood of Christ wipes us clean of sin and shame and separation from God. And it doesn't mean that sometimes people don't get sick. And so let us not be ignorant to the effects of this virus. Let us not have this spirit of fear about us, but let us take seriously the vulnerable. Let us take seriously those who might be affected by it. And then the third encouragement that I have for you is to not contribute to a culture of fear. We as Christians, this is our time. This is our time to exist in the chaos and to be encouraging voices in it. This is the time for us to see the insanity going on around us and continually point to the faithfulness of God, the faithfulness of Christ. And so I would encourage all of you guys, does your family feel loved, or do they feel ignored because you're just focusing on yourself? Do your coworkers feel cared for? Or do they feel like you've fallen off the face of the earth because you're too busy getting everything at Costco? Right? Are we as Christians stepping forth and doing all that we can to encourage people and be people that speak life and not death into the situation? I love you guys. I love you guys. And can't wait to see you soon.